So here we have a pedigree analysis or a pedigree chart for an autosomal dominant trait. When we say that it is an autosomal dominant trait, or say in this case it's a disease called myotonic dystrophy, it is a disorder, a muscle disorder in this case, we say let us assume that there is a dominant gene capital A which happens to be the defective gene which is responsible for the defective trait or the disease. The corresponding or the matching allele, which is small a, happens to be the normal allele in this particular case, because the disease itself is a dominant trait. Whenever we say that it is a dominant trait, we mean to say that the dominant allele is responsible for the condition. So one thing you should notice about the pedigree chart in the case of an autosomal dominant trait is that every single generation is affected. You can see affected individuals in almost all of the generations. The red, the shaded part, the shaded circle and the square in red represents the affected individual. Not all the second generation is affected, so probably we can assume that the mother who is affected here happens to be heterozygous with one copy of capital A and one copy of small a. The father is normal. I told you that the normal allele is small a, so the father has two copies of small a and small a. All the affected individuals are bound to have inherited capital A from the mother and small a from the father, and capital A is the dominant allele over small a, so obviously the person will be affected. In this case, again, probably the father happens to be small a, and the individual or the child who is suffering or is affected with myotonic dystrophy will again inherit a capital A from the mother and a small a from the father. However, one of the most important stark differences that you can identify in autosomal recessive trait is, first of all, you have to remember what is a recessive trait here. It is completely different or opposite to what we discussed earlier. The recessive allele is the one that is responsible for the defect here. So I'm going to call the recessive allele as the defective allele here. And what about the normal dominant allele? The dominant allele happens to be the normal or the wild type allele. Okay, defective is usually the mutant allele which is responsible for the disorder or the defect. Here the disorder that we are going to talk about is the gene disorder called, or a Mendelian disorder called, sickle cell anemia. So sickle cell anemia, if you assume, is caused by a small a allele. Now notice that both the parents in the first generation are unaffected. So probably the parents are carriers of the disease, but they themselves don't suffer from the disease. So they are heterozygous. However, in the second generation, you can all notice that some of the children are affected. Now this son would have inherited two copies of small a from each of his parents, and this daughter also would have inherited two copies of small a from each of his parents. Again here the son and the son or the daughter here is not affected because the daughter happens to be a carrier. She inherited capital A from one of her parent and small a from the other parent. And again, if you notice, the son of the third generation is affected. So obviously his parents also have to be a carrier. So this daughter who is heterozygote was married off to a man who was also a heterozygote. And when two recessive alleles come together in the son, the first son, I told you that the order of birth is from left to right, their first son was affected with sickle cell anemia.